Hey guys, come on in. How are you doing? Happy Tuesday. I am in an event with the Artist Lounge Marketplace. I'm waiting for Corey to finish up. I'm Julie with Nothing Is Wasted Designs. Welcome to my page. If you are new to my page, I'd love for you to follow my page and come back and join me. It looks like I'm on anywhere from, hey Ruby, how are ya? It's looking like I'm going to be on about 2 to 3 times a week now. I was every day, and then it kind of dwindled down a little bit and a little bit. And I am on today, and then I am on again Thursday. And do you think I would know what time I'm on Thursday? I am on Thursday at 3 o'clock. So y'all come on in. We're waiting for Corey to finish up. She's done another one of her beautiful paintings. I'm going to work with the print of one of Corey's paintings today. So hang in there. We're going to see how she finishes this out. Hey Mary, good to see ya. How are you doing? I watched your reading today. Did you get the message that I left you? I love the way you read. And I don't like people reading to me. I don't know why I don't like people reading to me. I just know that I don't. And there's something about your voice that I could sit and listen to you read. So, oh, great job, Corey. So she's telling everybody how she's going to finish this up. So y'all hang in there. We've got just a couple, about another minute. Maybe no. Maybe we're in. Let's see where this takes us. Hold on. Let's see where we go. All right, hang on, y'all. Hang on. All right, come on. Stir. I forgot to my family that, okay, thanks. So I'm in the group. Sounds good. Oh, that looks so good. Oh, she put a moon or something on there. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Great job, Corey. So, all right, we'll wait for a few minutes for people to hop on, and we'll see where we're going to go with this. One thing that I do want to do is we're going to take this print. This is a print of an original painting that Corey painted, and we are going to add some embellishments to it. And so I thought, you know, it's like when Mary and Corey paint, I don't feel like they really need anything added to them. And hey, Corey, great job on the angel. Love it. But anyway, this is one of Corey's, a print from one of Corey's original paintings. And I'm going to take, and I thought, what can I do? The last print that I did of hers was a girl, I should have brought it in here with me, was a girl walking into the water from the sand to the water on the beach. And hey Denise, how you doing? Come on in. And I thought, this doesn't need anything. But anyway, I played with it and I had fun, and you know, and I thought it turned out really pretty. But Corey's paintings don't really need anything added to them. So when I was looking at this piece here, I thought, what can I add to this? And so tonight, I have not resined. I've worked with glass and resin in a while. So I thought what I would do is I would add some glass and resin to this, and we'll see where that goes. Now, the verse that I gave this, I don't know, Corey, do you assign, or does the Holy Spirit give you verses for your paintings? I'm assuming he does. But anyway, the verse that I have with this is, any guesses? Anybody have any guesses of what book of the Bible I'm gonna read from? I'm gonna give everybody a minute to take a guess. Hey, Ruby, thanks for joining me. Come on in. I got my, this thing irritates my wrist, but I need it to be there because I've got to tie my hair back when we get ready to work with the resin. So, any guesses on what book of the Bible I am going to give this particular painting? What have I got here? It's like a piece of glue or something. The scripture that I am going to, that the Holy Spirit highlighted for me for this particular print. Anybody have anything come to mind? Well, not really verses, just really, I feel that, I see that. So Corey says she doesn't have any particular verse that she gets. She just she feels the presence of the Holy Spirit. Hey, Tammy, Psalms? No, but you're close. It's close to Psalms. Couple books over. Isaiah. Yep. Isaiah, Teresa. It's Isaiah. Do you know what verse it is? I wouldn't be able to tell you the verse without looking at it. I can tell you where it is in the Bible when I go to my Bible, but anyway, so all right, two things I see. Actually, I don't know, and the Holy Spirit will probably download more stuff to me, but two things that I see when I see the eagle. The first thing I see is freedom. And the freedom is not just in America. It goes way beyond freedom in America. It's freedom in the life that we live with Jesus Christ. And so the only true freedom is the freedom that we have in salvation through Jesus Christ. And yep, they soaring on wings like eagles, right? I'm going to read it here in just a minute. But anyway, so I saw freedom, and then with the eagle, the verse that came to mind for me was Isaiah chapter 40, verses 30 and 31. And it says, "Even youths grow tired and weary, and young men stumble and fall. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint." And this is a verse that God gave me, gosh, I don't know how many years ago, early on in my healing journey, which is still going on. But He is faithful. If He promises you something, He's going to come through. We give up, and He never gives in. He always follows through with His word. So it's just a matter. Time for the Father is something, He is outside of time. So time is kind of irrelevant for Him. When He says, wait upon the Lord, we don't know how long that is, but we know that He is always faithful. And so the verse that I'm going to have in mind, and I'd like for y'all to have in mind, let me read it again, is Isaiah 40, verses 30 and 31. If God has promised you something, He will come through with that promise because He is faithful. His character is faithful. He proves Himself over and over again. So even youths grow tired and weary, and young men stumble and fall. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. So that, usually I get on here and I talk and I talk and I talk and then I talk some more. But I feel like that is pretty much complete with what God wants me to say is, if you are in a hard place where you're waiting on the Lord, or you have expectations of things from the Lord that He has promised you, hang in there. I'm hanging in there too. And it's not just hanging on, grin and bear it. It's trusting in the Lord and walking with Him at the same time while we're waiting. And when He tells us to wait, it's a wait that is, like this I think that was NIV, the NIV version. But it's waiting with anticipation, it's expectation. So it's not just holding on to our seat and saying, I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting, Lord, I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting, Lord. It's, I expect what God promised me to happen. So the waiting in that verse means expectation, and it's expecting what the Lord has promised you. All right, so we are going to take this print. I am going to, if y'all have followed my page for a while, you know that I don't care what color white is on the surface, I'm going to paint it. And the reason why I'm going to paint it is because there are so many different whites. And if I mess up and I need to go over something in the on the surface that is white, if I paint it white, I can go over this with exactly the same white that that I put on top. Okay, I don't know if that makes sense, but if you can, I don't know if y'all can tell or not, there is a slight variation. There's a little bit of gray in this, which I kind of like, but I still want to paint the surface. We're going to paint this, and then we are going to, I probably should put an apron on, y'all. It is not good for this girl not to have an apron on when she is painting. I always talk about my husband when it comes to painting. He can paint, not even get a splatter on him. I can walk by the paint and the whole paint can will dump itself on me. Don't know what's up with that. Hey, Justine, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Tammy, happy birthday to you too. I just remembered that both of y'all commented that it's your birthday today. So 60 and 61. I'll be 67 next month. My birthday is in June. I'm a June 22 baby. And I was supposed to be a boy. My mom was so certain I was going to be a boy that she didn't even have a girl name for me. And so after she delivered me, because, you know, this was back in the day, I'm 67. This is back in the day when they didn't have ultrasounds, and you got the surprise of if you had a boy or a girl. And that's how we had when we had our boys. When I was pregnant with both of them, I didn't want to know. I wanted to be surprised. I'm going to bring y'all down just a smidgen here. And so one more day around the sun, huh? Or one more year around the sun. All right, so I'm just stirring this up, getting it nice and smooth, and then we're gonna put a coat on this, and we're gonna see where this takes us, y'all. I'll put a little bit of water on here so that this will flow pretty smoothly. And I am also, hang on, I need to get my water jug over here for my brush. I'm going to dip this in my water to get my brush wet. And then we're going to go ahead and put a coat of paint on this. And then after we paint it, I probably could have done this first. See how this is just slightly different? It's just enough different that if I needed to fix something, I can go ahead and take this white paint, and I'm just going to kind of whitewash it a little bit. I'm not going to put like a hard layer of paint on this because we're going to resin this. How many of y'all resin? Any of y'all work with resin? June 28th. Hey, how about that? We are almost in the same, well, we are in the same week because the 29th would start a different part of the week. So, well, happy birthday to you early there, Corey. If I lived close near you, we could go out and have an ice cream or something together. But New York is not a stone's throw from Virginia. But I will say New York is closer to Virginia than California is. And I've been out there to visit our older son out there. And when I've been out there twice now. Beautiful country. Beautiful, beautiful country. And the second time when I went, it's funny how, you know, God, his timing of things is, oh, you're a July baby. July or June? Oh, Teresa's a July baby. We got a lot of summer babies here, y'all. How about that? Did y'all have beach parties for your when you were growing up? My mom used to always have plan a beach party for me, and lo and behold, it would rain every year. It would rain, and my mom loved it when it was overcast because. All right, the question is. Do I want to do the ends? Sure, let's do it. My mom loved it when it was overcast because she had really, really fair skin, and so it wasn't quite as intense on her. My sister and I, we used to go to the beach, and you know, we'd put the baby oil on, and if we would have had one of those foil things, we would have had the foil. We laid on top of the black roof that we had so that we could, you know, get closer to the sun. The things we do, right, for beauty. And I couldn't tell y'all the last time I laid in the sun. I gave that up a long time ago. Something with my chemistry changed, and it was different. So laying in the sun, I didn't get the same suntan that I used to, and that's okay because it kept my skin from looking like a prune. All right, so that is good. So we are going to dry this, and after we dry this, I'm going to turn this over and put some. You don't like the beach, which is funny because you lived in Florida. We had a party at the house. Oh, by July, it was probably unbearable. I mean, because July in Virginia is really hot. I can imagine what July in Florida is. We had a party at the house with all the... Oh, I thought that was fun. I didn't have any cousins who lived near me. We had creek parties. Oh, I saw your creek today, Corey. And I actually heard it, too, which is unusual for me because I wear 2 hearing aids. I went pool parties. Yep. So, it was a great, you know, having a birthday in the summer had its pluses and minuses. I hated it that I wasn't in school because none of my school friends that didn't hang out with me could wish me a happy birthday. But you know, we probably had maybe a handful of kids at my party. And, hey, Denise. But, yeah, we're wishing happy birthdays to Teresa and Tammy. So, Corey, I think it was you. Yeah, I think it was you, Corey, that said you were reading a book and you don't like the beach either, Justine. I think you live 20 minutes, but I love it. But as a kid, if I had a choice between picking the beach or picking a pool, I would have chosen the pool any day just because I don't mind a lot of sand. I just don't want a few grains of sand on me. So I always gravitated to the beach. I remember we had a pool, public pool, not too within walking distance, July 1st and July 2nd. Oh, there you go. Christmas in July for y'all. Absolutely. How fun is that? Now, Corey, with you being the artist, was your mom and dad, mom or dad, or anybody else in your family an artist where you had your party decorations like really extravagant or something? That would have been fun. We made we being my husband and I, we made a piñata one year. What did it have? Oh, it was for Mark's 6th birthday. I'm just making sure this is dry because I want it to be nice and dry before I add any resin in here. Jellyfish. Oh, fun. Sharks, stingrays. So, nope. I hear you. I think I was one of the first people, Teresa, to, and my mom could have made money off of it, but I think I was one of the first people to wear beach shoes. I hated the crabs. I went in the water, in the ocean. Every time I went in the ocean, the crabs got my feet. They pinched my toes every single time. And of course, here I would go screaming and running up to the beach. And my mom was a very wise person. All right, I'm going to just wipe the paint off of this because I saved these sticks rather than just throw them away. So she came up with the idea, my mom, she came up with the idea that she said, well, let's just take a pair of your old tennis shoes and wear them. You can wear them in the water. And so that's what I did. And problem solved. I never had to worry about the crabs biting my feet again. And of course, as soon as I put the shoes on, then they didn't care about me anymore. My mom was very creative, decorating. Oh, wow. How fun is that? How fun. All right, before I put this on the front, let's go to the back, y'all. And I will show you what I'm going to do here. We're going to put some tape on the back of this. And what this is going to do is this is going to make it so in case any of the paint, not paint, any of the resin, come on, in case any of the resin drips over onto the edges, over the top onto the back, if there are any drips that puddle, then because we have this, well, that wasn't long enough. All right, let me hang this off the edge. Oh, and I'm going to show y'all what you want to do. You want to tape the back. If you're used to working with resin, you may not need that, but I'm just going to just show y'all what you need to do with this. And okay, so I'm going to just take and cut that off right at the edge, because we don't want this to hang over, because if this hangs over, let me show you this way. If the tape hangs over the edge and the resin runs off, then what's going to happen is it's going to pool there, P-O-O-L, and then you're going to have a harder time getting the tape off. So you want the tape to be within the edge of the, all right, let's see if I can get this cut. Within that outside edge. All right, so I'm going to tape this in a couple of different places. And I'm just using, this is like a, it's frog tape, the green tape, whatever that means. All right, so and I'm just, let me see if I can get this where y'all can see this. What I'm doing is I'm just buttoning this right up against the edge. Because I have this extra lip here, I can't get straight to that edge, so I've got to kind of compensate for that. And this is part of resining. I'm really hoping that this is going to turn out well for Corey. I don't know. I just felt like, or I feel like, her paintings really don't need anything extra to them. But once a month, Corey and Mary very graciously give us one of their prints, and then we get to play with them. And so that's what I'm going to be doing, is playing with one of Corey Sugrú's. All right, see what I'm doing? I'm just taking it to that edge, not over the edge. I don't want it over the edge. I want this to still be smooth. And I may end up resining these small pieces on the side here. I haven't really decided yet. A lot of my work that I'm going to be doing today is going to be prep work for the resining. And then we're going to put some glass on this. And we're also going to, What are we going to also do? Oh, that's not long enough. I keep making it too short. I want this all one length. Okay, so I'm going to just take this edge right here, and I'm going to put the tape right along the very edge of this, and then I'm going to press it down. I'm going to give it a good press, and I'm going to give it a good press over here also. Just making sure, because I don't want any resin to go underneath that tape. Because if it does, then I'm going to have to do sanding, and that's no fun. And same thing over here. See if I can get my arm out of the way, and I'm going to just cut that right on the edge there. This is the first time that I have actually taped one of these particular surfaces. So it just depends on the circle. Now, if you do on the surface, if you are using a round surface, there are a couple of different ways that you can, all right, and see how I'm giving that just a nice press down on it. And then I come over here, make sure that edge is nice and clean. I'm going to turn over here. Now I do the same thing on this side. And I'm just going to fold that down. It's not going to really matter. Okay, so this is what we have. And this is to protect the back from any drips that, that may happen. All right, I'm running my fingernail into that crevice there to make sure that it's a nice tight seal. So if you are resining a circle, there's a couple of different things that you can do. One thing that you can do is you can take and see if I have a better circle. I don't. You can go along the edge here, and you can bring this, now this is not the bottom, this is just like this is the top edge. You can bring that around that way and make sure that you get a good seal up at the top. The other thing that you can do for a circle, it's a little bit more tedious, but it's one of the ways that I like to do, is you take this straight edge and you put what's called a tangent, like right on the edge of that circle. And then you take another piece and you take and you butt it up against that. And the smaller the pieces that you tear, the more coverage you'll get and the better you'll be able to go along the circle. And then you just keep doing that all the way around your circle until you get back to the beginning. And then, so we're going to assume that this is the bottom of my piece, okay? So I'm going to resin the top of this, and I'm going to resin the sides, but I don't want any drips on the bottom. And so when the resin is going to continue to run, and I have no doubt it will turn out beautiful, Julie. Thank you for creating with us. Oh, I love it. I'm so glad that y'all have me. Thank you. Y'all are in the artist marketplace today, and I am Julie with Nothing is Wasted Designs. So every Tuesday, Corey and Mary have a marketplace themed art, and people can sell their pieces. I think I'm going to put up one piece. I'm supposed to put up one piece, but I always forget. The piece I'm doing today, I guess I could put that up too. Anyway, so what happens is if, and it usually does, but if the resin runs off of the side and onto the bottom, it's going to create drips here. And what this tape does is make it so that if there are drips on top of this, then within 24 hours, you'll want to remove the tape and you'll pull it off, and any of the drips that are on that tape will come off of your project with it. Okay, so that's the theory behind the tape for the resin. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and I want to do some kind of border. And I think I'm going to do, I didn't want to do that, but I did it. Anyway, all right, hang on a minute, because this is what I want to do. This is like, I really don't think the resin part's going to take that long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this, all right, let me see how, all right, that's going to work there, and that's going to work there. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take, I think I'm going to put a thin edge on the side. Let's see how this is going to work out for me. And I'm hoping that, now I could measure this, but I know that most of y'all don't like to measure, so I'm going to measure. We're always measuring, it's just what measuring tool we use. And I am going to use this tape as a measuring tool. I'm going to put it on the edge of my piece here. And then I want to see, all right, that's going to fit pretty closely, y'all, but not entirely. So the question is, do I want to come back in here with this tape and probably, I might do this, and then that way I'll be sure to have enough border. That's going to give me a border. And what I'm going to do is I am going to paint around, I'm going to paint like a frame around this. Not quite sure what color I'm going to use yet, but that's my plan. All right, so I'm going to play with these two. And, you know, I did wrestle with, was I going to do this online or was I going to, all right, let's see, that's going to be way too much. So I think I'm going to go, inside with, that's going to be way too far in. All right, so we're going to go with the smaller one, y'all. I don't think I have anything in between that. I don't. All right, so this is where we're going to go. I'm going to do this one at the top. You'll see where my thinking is going here in just a minute. We're going to put this one at the bottom. And if I have to fill it in some other way, I will do that. All right, this should fit. It's going to have a little bit of room, wiggle room. Here we go. This is what I'm going to do. These are going to be my spacers. So I'm going to take this. Probably should have measured this. Where's my scissors? That's going to be one side. This is going to be the other side. I'm using this as a spacer from the edge to this so that and I'm going to leave this up because I'm going to bring the other one down to it. I'll show you in a minute. And then I'm going to show you another trick that I learned from other people about painting. I hope that's straight. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this edge here and we are going to lift this up. And we're going to put this down. And we're going to bring this right to the edge. And we're going to do the same thing down here at the bottom. Oh, that's what I knew I needed that white paintbrush for one more thing. All right, so I'm going to take and line that right up against that tape. That gives me a nice straight edge. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side. Just bring this in a little bit. And then this edge on the outside here, it's going to give me that edge there. And then I'm going to pull this up because I don't need this anymore. I don't need this piece anymore because all that acted like was a spacer for me. And then we're going to come down here. It's not quite cut. An X-Acto knife would be better, but here we are. All right, and then I'm going to pull this piece up. And this piece up. I think, so what color do y'all think? Blue, gray? Corey, what color would you use for a border on this? Black? What am I making? Good question, Denise. I'm doing a, I'm going to work with this print that Corey did. And this is going to be the border of what I'm going to do. I'm going to paint that. All right, so let me show y'all one way that I have learned over the years, and it's usually pretty good. This is another reason to, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure, or the next thing is I'm going to make sure that I have a nice, good seal down here. And this is a little bit, okay. All right, so we're going to take our paint that we painted, this is the same color paint that we painted our surface with. And what we're going to do is we are going to take another brush, because I put the other one in the water. Let's see, I could probably grab this out of here. Because I needed it wet anyway. And what I'm going to do is I am going to paint over the top of the tape the exact same color of my surface. Maybe earthy colors. I'm a metallic girl. Should we do gold? I had gold in mind too. I thought about gold. Gold would be pretty. Maybe we could do gold. All right, so what's going to happen is if any bleeding, it is wooden. It's kind of a particle wood. It's a surface from Chalk Couture that I have. It's a 9x12 surface. And I have tons of these, and I thought this would be perfect for it. And it has two sides to it. You could like do this side and like maybe do like a key hanger or something. All right, so if there's any bleeding under the tape, it's going to be the exact same color as the surface, because I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just paint this edge. And what this is going to do is this is going to seal this edge so that when I come over with the color that I want the frame to be, that color will not seep underneath this tape, because I'm sealing this shut, is what I'm doing. I saw this on YouTube years ago and I thought, well, isn't that clever? I didn't figure this out on my own, y'all, but it makes sense. So now, if there's any bleeding that happens underneath that tape, it's going to be the same color as the bottom surface. And so when I go to put another color on top of this, it is not going to bleed through. Does that make sense? All right, so there we go. So we got that nice and sealed. All right, we'll put this in the water again because I only need one coat of that. We're going to dry it. How about gold? Yeah, it's nice. It's heavy duty too. It's real heavy duty. I have several of these that if any of y'all want them, I can sell them to y'all. That's what I could sell tonight. I have, for the most part, I haven't been doing a lot of selling of my products because I've been giving them away to assisted living homes. But if any of you want any of these surfaces, a 9x12 surface, you can message me and I can figure out how much I have to sell them for. I've had them for a while. All right, we want this to be good and dry. How are we doing? Oh my goodness. Time gets away from me. All right, let's go with gold. Gold sounds good. Okay, Dan. We'll go with the gold. I thought like a metallic gold. I think that'll be pretty with the resin. All right, so let me grab my metallic gold, wherever that may be. Oh, I think it's in this box. I've got boxes labeled different things, and I remember them by that. Here it is, right here. Okay, this is, nope, that's not it. I want the 24 karat gold. Where did it go? Where did it go? I must have put it in the wrong place. All right, hang on. Where did it go? Where is my gold? It's a 24 karat gold. It's really, really pretty. This is it. Red. All right, well, we may be using this one then. Huh. Purple. Maybe this is it. Nope, that's bronze. Maybe it's this one. That's Emperor's gold. Yellow gold. Which one do I like? That's not it. All right, well, I don't know what I did with it. All right, let me see which one I want. This one looks yellow gold, Emperor's gold. They look pretty similar. I think I want to go with the yellow gold, y'all. All right, let's go with that. I don't know what I did with my metallic gold. I have a 24 karat metallic gold. This is the one we're going to go with, though. Let me grab our little palette here. And we're going to put a little bit of this on here. Looking to see how that looks like it's going to match with this. Let's see what the other one does. Let's see what the other one looks like. They look kind of the same. All right, here we go. Maybe I'll end up using both of them. All right, let me get a brush. I like to use the Filbert brushes. Those are always fun for me. And let me get this out of the way so I don't get any paint on it. And then we're going to decoupage that on here. All right, y'all, here we go. Oh, I think this is going to be pretty. And I think I'm going to go ahead and do the sides too. And remember, because I have put that top coat of white on there, it's not going to run underneath the tape. All right, here we go. I'm going to just do a light coat of this. I don't want anything too stark, because I really don't want it to take away from the painting. I think this will be pretty. Now, when you're working with metallics, a lot of times if you want a strong metallic, you almost need to put like a matte coat of a similar color underneath it, because the metallics have a tendency to be very translucent. And so if you wanted to have a strong color to it, you would need to put something else, like a brown or something like that. All right, this is what we're going to do. Here we go. I thought I was going to have plenty of time, y'all, and it's already 1:45. How does that happen? You know, they say when you get older that time goes by faster, but even the minutes in the day do when you're crafting. It's kind of crazy. All right, this is pretty. And then the other thing too is, once that we get the resin on here, this will make this pop. I hope I'm going to have time to do that. If not, I'll have to tape it and put it on my page. I thought I was going to have plenty of time, or I would have worked faster. I would have taped offline. Okay. I think we're good. I am not only going to put one coat on this, I think. We'll see. Let me see. Which color did I use? I don't remember which color I used. All right, here we go. Maybe I'm going to put a second coat on this. Technically, you should let this dry in between coats, but it felt like it was drying pretty quickly, so. All right, let me dry this. Giving it kind of a wood look. It takes 3 minutes to stir the resin, so I gotta account for that. All right, let me get just a little bit more on here in some places. Got a fingerprint there, so I'm gonna get that. Fingerprint over here, so I want to get that. Okay, I'm gonna take the tape off, because now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put, all right, putting this in the water. We're gonna pick up the tape. Well, let me dry it so I don't smudge my fingers in it. And then we're gonna put the print on here. I got 10, 12 minutes, so I got 10 minutes to work. All right, so there is that. Let's pull this up, see what we have. And just like that, we've got us a frame. And we've got a nice crisp edge because we went over the tape with the same color of the surface before we put the paint on there that we actually wanted. All right, so this is what we have. Okay, see how nice that turned out? See how it's got a sheen to it? All right, so let me put this over here. And what am I looking for? I'm looking for my decoupage medium. So let me grab that. And I want to use this. This is Posh Chalk Infuser. This is what I like to use for my decoupage medium. I use Mod Podge too sometimes. Heating this up helps to loosen it, maybe. There it goes. Whew. All right, so we're gonna put this on here and see. Oh yeah, that matches his beak. I like that. And it looks like this is gonna be perfect. It's gonna cover it up almost exactly. All right, let's see here. I could have gone a little bit wider, but we're gonna get this on here. All right, this is gonna be okay. Let's see how much space do I have. I can bring this up. All right, looks like it's gonna be exactly what I need, y'all. So let me get a brush, and we are going to, I'm gonna make sure that this is straight. Make sure that we get everything covered. Pull this over just a smidgen. I mean, it is like right on the money there. It is like barely. All right, here we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take, and I'm going to start, and then I'm going to put this down. And that way I know that I've got it in exactly the place where I want it, and it should cover the rest of everything else. This is where I gotta play speed up rules. Anybody play softball? You had to play speed up rules. They gave you a ball and a strike so that the games didn't last so long. I played in the fun league. Yeah, we had lots of fun too. Probably more fun than we should have had. All right, here we go. Going down the horn, just kind of gluing that down. A dried up piece of stuff there. All right, here we go. Good thing I already cut this down. I like this gold choice, y'all. It matches his beak almost perfectly, but it's off just enough to give it an extra dimension of color. All right, let me show you what I have. Let me put that here. All right, this is what we have so far, okay? Loving this, loving this, loving this. Thanks, Deanne. Okay, so, all right, so we're going to put this away for now. And now what I'm going to do is we're going to get the glass out. Oh, 53. I got 6 minutes. All right, let me do this. Let me get my hair back, because I want to start. I can put the resin on there and then add the glass after the resin is on there. Got my USA earrings on. All right, here we go, y'all. If you have long hair, you want to pull your hair back if you're working with resin, because the only way you're going to get resin out of your hair is if you cut it. All right. Make sure my hearing aids are tucked back. Oh, you're not going to believe what I did. I tied my hearing aid in there to it. All right, hang on. Get everything out of the way. It's not like you're 12 anymore, like you just can like put your hair up and not have all this extra apparatus in the way. All right, here we go. Just tie this around several times and then come back through. And I look like Pippi Longstocking. All right, here we go, y'all. So I'm going to get the resin out. And I have a silicone. I want you to pay attention to this next statement that I'm going to say. I want you to pay attention very closely. I have a silicone mat down because resin does not stick to silicone. And if you have a glass mat, please put a plastic shower curtain, a trash bag, or a silicone mat over your glass mat, or everything that where the resin touches will stick to your glass mat, and you do not want that. Okay? I don't know of any way to because we're going to be putting glass on here. All right, so I'm going to check to make sure it's level. I'm going to do it vertical and horizontal. It's a little bit off, but that's okay. We're going to check this. How are we doing on time? I got 5 minutes, and 3 minutes of that is stirring. So we'll see. And then I'm going to cover this with a box after I'm done, y'all, because that'll keep dog hair, pet hair, bird feathers. It'll keep dust. And you want to put these on some kind of risers because you don't want to glue this to your surface. And I'm making sure that these are, I could not even add glass and this would still be pretty, y'all. All right, so I'm going to do, what do we have here? Oh, I don't need an ounce. I'm going to have to do milliliters, I think. 30, no. All right, hang on. You have 50-50 hardener. All right, I guess I'm going to do 2 ounces. All right, so I'm going to put an ounce of hardener. I want y'all to see this part. A little bit of static electricity in there. All right, I'm going to put an ounce of hardener and then put the lid on so that I don't get the lids mixed up. And then I'm going to put an ounce of the resin in here. Oh, 3 minutes. Oh, no. Where is my 1 ounce? Okay, there's my 1 ounce. And then I'm going to put an ounce. It's a 1-to-1 ratio. And you want it to be as exact as you can get or it won't cure right. All right, there's an ounce of resin. And now I'm going to stir this for 3 minutes. Oh my gosh. And then I'll put my glass down. I'm thinking clear glass on the white part of the eagle. Remember that the scripture that we had was Isaiah 40 verses 30 and 31. We are trusting and hoping in the Lord, waiting like on wings like eagles. Now, did y'all know that the way that one of the ways that eagles combat their enemies, they don't take them down to the ground, they take them up higher in the air. And the enemy that's trying to attack them, oh, I'm glad, Corey. I always get nervous when I'm doing one of your pieces because I don't want to mess them up because they're always so beautiful. All right, so I'm just stirring this, making sure that I get all of this. And I may have to, when my time is up, like in 2 minutes, y'all, this is not good. I'll probably go off and just come back on, and then I will upload that so that y'all can go watch who is after me. Mary with the Painted Peach is next. And this is, Deanne, this belongs to Corey Segru. There is, I think Mary posted a link. You can actually buy this print in, I forget the name. Mary, did you put a link, or did you or Corey put a link of where somebody can get this? And I can't remember if there are any deals on this or not. I don't remember. But anyway, yeah, this is going to be really pretty, y'all. And I think that the glass, I was thinking about adding some seed beads to it too. But you have to stir the resin for 3 minutes. And then after you stir the resin, I'm going to let this just kind of sit off to the side a little bit while I put my seed beads and my glass down. I'm going to put the glass down first, then I'm going to put the resin down. Oh, it's 6 o'clock. All right. All right, so what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to go out, and then I will come back in on my page. Y'all go watch Mary with the Painted Peach. I'm sure she's going to do something beautiful. And be sure and follow the group so that you can be notified whenever we go live. Corey and Mary, thank you so much for having me. And I will upload this. I will just go out and come back on, but y'all go and watch Mary, and then you'll know where to pick up where I left off, because I'll have a part 2 to this. All right, y'all. I love you. Jesus loves you more, and you can trust that if God has promised you something, that he will follow through with it, because he is faithful. All right, y'all have a great night. Okay, y'all, this is part 2. So I'm going to go ahead and work on this second part, and we're going to add glass to this. This is a piece that Corey Segru did. Okay. We're going to add glass and resin to this, and we're going to see where this takes us. So we've already taped this. And now, let's see, we're going to get these little jaspers in here. Okay, this is like, make sure that we've got this on here. And then what we will do is we will cover this project with a box, so that we keep dust or anything else out of it. All right, so here we go. Let's just double check. It's a little off, but I think it'll be okay. I've got plenty of space around here, and we've got our resin mix. So let's add some glass to this, and I also want to add some seed beads to this. Let me get that out of the way. And, oh, here's my seed beads. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do this. We're going to get these close by, get this out of the way, get some of this stuff moved out of the way so we have room on the table. see, anything else? Oh, here's another tape. Just gonna clean up a little bit so that we have some space, y'all. All right, here we go. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and I wanna add some glass to this. And then we will add, I'm just gonna do some of the smaller pieces, and then I will add some seed beads and some resin. I've got company coming over here in a little bit too, so this is going to be interesting. I'm beating the clock at both ends. Now, this glass here, it's just clear glass, so it will, once we get the resin on this, you'll be able to actually see through this. And I had debated on whether or not I was going to add any gold in here. I'm thinking no. Or maybe I do want, I don't know. We'll see. Just gonna kind of get these pieces flat. And then we're gonna do, I'm only putting the glass on the white part of the eagle. And I may add some seed beads, I'm not sure. Now, you could use diamond dust. I have difficulty bending and getting around, and so I have stopped using diamond dust simply because I can't afford to get any glass in my feet because I can't reach my feet to get it out. So that kind of put an end to me working with diamond dust. That is the reason why. Okay, so that's looking pretty good, y'all. That piece is kind of big, so we will see how this goes. Going to give him a little bit of tuft up here at the top of his head. And then we are going to put the that's a big piece. I don't want a big piece there. And you'll be able to see through this glass to see the pieces down here. And what's happening is the resin is solidifying just a little bit, so it's going to make it so that it pours pretty easily. All right, so we're going to just do that. We're going to come in here with the resin. Hopefully I have enough on here. Okay, I think we're good, y'all. I think this is going to be good. Not too, I don't want it too heavy on the top of his head. But I will, after I get the resin on here, pour a few seed beads in here. All right, I think I like that. So here we go. Maybe some around his eye. I think that's going to work. All right, here we go. Let me grab I got my white seed beads. All right, here we go, y'all. going to do this whole thing. I may have needed more than this. We will see. Probably could have used 3 ounces. Let me come over here, kind of move this around. Yeah, I think I needed 3 ounces. That would have been better. I may have to add some more. All right, here we go. Boy, wouldn't that be nice if this would just make it? But I don't know if it will. Concentrating, y'all. Making sure that I get all the areas covered. Would have been nice to have, I ordered some black seed beads, but they haven't come in yet. It would have been nice to put some black seed beads in his eye. Just want to make sure you get everything covered. I think I'm gonna make it, y'all. I think this is gonna be pretty. Just coming along here. It's going to be close. It's going to be almost exactly the 2 ounces. Maybe a little bit more, but we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen. Just going to kind of take my time, make sure that I get all of the areas. And because I painted this gold, it actually looks like wood, y'all. So this is turning out really a lot prettier than I thought it would. Just making sure there aren't any holes, pockets where there isn't like resin. I think this is going to end up being exactly the right amount. That's never happened. Hey, Deanne, you jumped back on. I'm sitting here talking to myself. I know. Black seed beads would, I ordered them, but they haven't come in yet. So, I don't know. Not much I can do about it. I've got blue, but I don't think that's going to look right. I'm just sitting here talking away, thinking nobody else hopped back on. I think I'm going to have just the exact right amount of resin. I ended up doing 2 ounces, and I'm going to use every bit of that. And then I probably could have used maybe 2.5 ounces, but I think I'm going to be able to get away with this. This is pretty. This has ended up being prettier than I thought it was going to be. Corey does such a beautiful job with her pieces that I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it just needs something, extravagantly beautiful on it. And I thought resin. That's what I thought today. I thought resin. That'll make it. That'll be good for it. And I'm kind of trying to, I may only do the top and not the actual sides, because I don't really have enough, I don't think, to go along the sides. All right, so now what I have to do is I have to look and make sure, oh, I did get it on the side here. All right, I'm looking to see, oh, there's some spots there that I didn't get to. All right, I'm trying to look at it in different points of view so that I can see if I missed any, if I've got any holes. Don't see any, but I'll see it as soon as, up there, this whole side over here looks like it needs something. All right, let's put that down, and I'm going to come over here and just kind of bring it up to the edge. It's kind of self-leveling, but it also needs like a little bit of a nudge to move it to that edge. It's called doming when you do that. I think I'm going to not do the sides. I can always come back with another layer and do the sides if I need to. All right, let's see what we got. Let's see, there's a hole there. And then I've got to go over this with a torch, and that will pop the bubbles, any bubbles that are in it. When you stir it, it kind of gets bubbles in it. Oh, there's a hole right there. And this literally will glue all this glass down. So that's why you don't want to put, thank you, Dean. I appreciate you. You show up and support me, and I appreciate all of y'all who do that. With not coming on as often as I used to, Facebook has cut back my reach. So it's always nice when there's somebody on the other end. And here I was just talking like nobody showed up. Y'all are faithful. Thank you. All right, let's see what we got. This ended up turning out pretty cool. I'm glad I chose to resin this. All right, so now I'm just kind of trying to find different angles, different directions to see if there's anywhere where I missed. And I think I want to come in here once this is, what if I decide that this is, oh, there's a spot right there. All right, so let me do this. Let me get my butane, whatever it's called, flame. And this will help move it around some too, because the heat will do that. You don't want to get your torch too close to the resin because you can burn it. All right, let me put that down there, and then I'm going to look again and push this glass piece over here. All right, let's see what we got. just looking. Seeing, this can go a little bit closer to the edge. I'd really like to do the sides, but I don't have enough resin that it's gonna do the whole, all of it. All right, this moved a little bit, so I gotta get that out of the way. Now, what I can do is after this is done, after it's cured, is I can come back and add some resin to the sides if I choose to do that. Okay. All right, let's see. Let's get us some seed beads on here. I'm going to take and... All right, let me get this out. I think I want to put some seed beads in between here. The resin that I use is art resin, and they've recommended the torch. You can use like a heat gun or whatever, but I just ended up getting what they recommended. All right, so I'm going to just add a few seed beads in here in between. Going to kind of fill in some of these spots. I was really hoping that I had enough time to do all this so everybody could see it on the Artist Lounge Marketplace page. But I can share this in, so it'll be okay. This is just going to kind of fill in, give a little bit of a glisten in another dimension. I don't have the right color red, or else I would add red to the stripes. This is more of a deep burgundy, and my red is more of a cherry red. This is actually adding just enough of a light touch. You know, just like, you know, I'm new to the art arena in the fact that I started when I was 62 or something like that. So, you know, by occupation, I was a math teacher. All right, let's pour some more in here. I like these seed beads on here. And so I've done a lot of learning in the art arena. And, all right, here we go. I'm going to put some up here. And one of the things that I learned is that different is what makes things stand out. Like there's a seed bead out of line. I'm going to have to pull him back in line. And so when you have different textures, different colors, that is what makes your art pop. And I'm still learning all of that. Oops. I don't want them to all come out at one time. Now, the one thing that's nice about the white, either the beads or the glass, is that they're pretty much translucent. So whatever they touch, they end up being the color for the most part. But I'm still trying to keep it just on the white. Just kind of taking my time. Just gently tapping it. Filling in the, you know, you put the big rocks in first, and then I'm coming back and filling in the rest of it so that it doesn't look like empty space. Boy, it's using a lot of this. I had a red, white, and blue, and when I ordered seed beads for another project, I thought, you know, This is the 25th wedding anniversary, 25th anniversary. I have everything to do. This just have not tried. Yo, go for it, Jackie. Go for it, girlfriend. You'll do great with it. All right, here we go. I'm gonna bring some down here, y'all. Just kind of filling this in. I love working with resin. I don't know why I don't do it more often, but I just love it. I just love it. Okay. Oops, I gotta get that out of his eye. I'm kind of not talking because I've got, all right, we're gonna move these beads out of, they're out of bounds. We're gonna move them back in bounds. As best we can. Okay, and then I got a couple down here that are out of bounds. Got a hole there. I'm gonna probably run the torch over this one more time. Oh, there's a couple out of bounders. And this one's out of bounds. Come on, get back over there. All right, I think I got this guy here. Just kind of scooching them back into the place where they need to be. Oh, that's on his beak. Yeah, this color, this metallic that I ended up using for the, oh, that must be a bead there. It is. It's out of bounds too. This metallic color that I ended up using for the edge ended up being a perfect match for the with the bird's beak. Hadn't planned that, but it worked out nicely. All right, this guy has got to be, he's out of bounds. Okay, let's see what we got. Just making sure there are no more holes. All right, let me put this in here. Y'all, 2 ounces. I lucked out on that because that was just a definite guesstimate. All right, here we go. We're going to torch it one more time. This pops the bubbles so that you have a nice, smooth surface. You don't want to keep it in one place too long. Wow. All right, let me see what I got. Got something going on over here. I can't figure out what that is. So let me see if I can. What happens, the reason why the torch works is because the heat causes the bubbles to rise to the top, and when they rise to the top, they pop. So that's kind of what's happening there. All right, I'm just kind of looking to make sure, and then I'll have to find a box, and I'll put a box over top of this. Oh, there's another out of bounder. This guy right here. And then for cleanup, what I will do is I will take my gloves and I'll fold them inside each other. And, oh, what's for dinner tonight, Deanne? I had some leftover chicken wings. I have everything. Thank you, Jackie. I appreciate that. Yeah, you do beautiful work too. All right, so I'm going to just kind of come in here. I got a little bit of resin left, and I just feel like I want to put it right here. You have about 45 minutes of working time that you can work with your resin. And then if you end up with holes or empty spots, you can put a second layer over this after it's cured, but you have to sand it first so that you have some tooth to it. Wow. I should have done it the other way around, but then I wouldn't have been able to see it. Now, I want to say this again, y'all. If you have a glass mat, be sure and put silicone over your glass mat if you're going to resin, because the resin will stick to your glass mat. It's sticking to this glass, so it's going to stick to your glass. You can do a plastic shower curtain. You can do silicone. You can do a trash bag. Just make sure if you have a glass mat that you cover it and protect it from the resin, because you don't want to have the resin on your glass mat. All right, I got a couple more spots it looks like I could fill in, like one right here. Got just a little bit of a hole there, and just it's kind of tough because I can't stand up easily and see, so I'm just trying to get as many different angles of this as I can. And I think we're good, y'all. I think that we're gonna let this sit. I'll let it sit overnight, and then tomorrow morning when I wake up, I'm gonna put a box over this. Tomorrow morning when I wake up, I will take the box off over top of this. You don't want it to touch it or anything, you just want it to cover it. And I'll take the box off, and then I'll turn this upside down, and I'll take the tape on the underneath side. If any of y'all missed me taping it, you can go back to the first video. This is part 2. I'm going to put the 2 together. But you'll be able to go back to the first video that I just did and see how I taped the back of this. All right, y'all. Y'all have a great night. I'm going to be on again Thursday at 3 o'clock. I'm going to do another patriotic project. Not sure what I'm going to do yet, but I am going to do another patriotic project, so I'm kind of looking forward to it. I got another couple out of bounders here that I'm just pushing these seed beads out of the way of the eye. And I'll probably double check it a couple of times in the next 10 minutes. All right, y'all have a great night. Love ya. Bye-bye. Hey guys, how are you doing? Come on in. I am so excited. I just sat down. I've been in the back of the house, so I'm just getting out to the front of the house today. But I just sat down. I did not cover this piece that I did yesterday, and I was like, oh, I hope nothing gets into it. I'm Julie with Nothing is Wasted Designs. Welcome to my page, y'all. My name comes from the book of John, chapter 6, verse 12, when Jesus was feeding the multitudes, and after everybody was satisfied, Jesus told his disciples to take the baskets and pick up the leftovers so that nothing is wasted. And so that's where my name comes from. But this is so exciting. All right, so yesterday I was in an event with the Artist Lounge Marketplace, and I took a print from an original painting that Corey Segru painted. They gave it to me to play with, and I could not be more happy with how this turned out. So, for those of you that, I mean, this is the first time I'm lifting it up. See, I mean, I've got the cups stuck to the bottom. We're going to see what we ended up doing. Now, I ended up using only 3 cups because 3 is the number that determines a plane. So, I was banking on the fact that that would keep it the best way of being level as opposed to 4 cups. All right, so yesterday I took the print, I painted the surface, we put tape on the back of this so that if there were any drips, and it doesn't feel like there were any drips, so I think we're good with that. But anyway, I'm going to take the tape off, but let me show y'all. Can y'all see how high that glass is? Okay, and then let me turn this around. I just wanted to look at this, y'all. Oh my gosh, this turned out so amazing. And so I will post a link to this particular print in the comments after I get offline. And if you want to purchase this, it will support an artist that is a friend of mine, is a friend to a lot of crafters on Facebook. So, but anyway, this is how it turned out. You can see how the glass is raised. I resined it, and then I added seed beads to it. So let me bring this in just a little bit. I'm hoping that's not making too much noise. And I don't even know if you're going to be, no, I don't think you're going to be able to see the seed beads, but look at the top, maybe at the top there. Up top that kind of made the, like, I don't know if it's called the tuft or what it's called, but the tuft of his crown. I don't know what bird names are, body parts and stuff, but you can see, look at that, look at all that glass, y'all. And I just used clear glass so that, you know, anytime you use clear glass with resin, then the image underneath comes through just as it is. So anyway, but what I want to do is I want to go ahead and I'm going to remove the tape so that y'all can see how this is done. I have a piece this is, oh, so I do have some drips here. All right, so let me see if I can get this off of here. This is the whole purpose of putting the tape on here, is so that when we pull this off, if there are any drips, it will pull off with this. And so I'm just going around the edge. And you want to get this tape off, you know, within 24 hours. So I'm really pushing that level. All right, so here we go. We're going to pull this off. I don't see, there's some, all right, so there's some little drips that were, let me show you all the back of this. See where the little medicine cups were? Evidently there was some, and you can see the resin there. If I did not have this tape on here, then what would have happened is that resin would have gone to the back of this surface. And now I can, because I have this tape on here, I can still use the back of this surface for another project. And I won't have it resined. All right, so here we go. We're going to lift this up. Oh, it looks like I did get some. There's a little bit of resin there. That must have been when I was handling it, because I remember feeling like there was. All right, so let me point y'all back just a little bit. So I cannot be more excited about how this turned out. I am just thrilled, y'all. All right, so there's that tape. And we're going to take this off. And I'm just pulling it down, pulling it straight down. And we're going to get this piece off of here. And I'm going to get my fingernail underneath this, or you can get, you know, like a weeding tool or something like that. And I'm just pulling this off. And then I do not save this tape. I've got enough stuff that I don't need to save this tape. I've got plenty of tape. If you want to save the tape, then have at it. All right, y'all. So this is the front. Oh my goodness. I'm going to have to tag Corey and Mary about this. And then this is the back. I can still use the back of this for something else. And you can see I took the, when we did the metallic gold, I went ahead, and I'm so glad that I went around all of the edges here. Felt a little bit rough right there. I'm not quite sure what that, right here. All right, let me look and see what we got. Looks like I got a little bit of resin in that corner. and I'm going to just leave it alone. All right, y'all. So this is what we have. Let me straighten this up. This is the Corey Sagrews. I think the name of this is On His Wings is the name of it. But I will put a link in the comment if any of you are interested. Oh my gosh, I just love it. And I do have some resin packs if anybody is interested in having a 2-ounce, buying a 2-ounce resin pack to resin with. All right, y'all. I'm Julie with Nothing Is Wasted Designs. I just wanted to come on here and show y'all how this turned out. I'm loving it, loving it, loving it. And I will see you tomorrow at 3 o'clock. I'll be live tomorrow. I'm going to do another patriotic project with Grace Creations. So I will be in an event with Grace Creations. And I'm Julie with Nothing Is Wasted Designs. I would love it if you would follow my page. I'm trying to increase my reach. And every time somebody follows my page, likes my page, or comments, then that helps me get my reach out there further. So y'all have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow at 3. See me at 3 is the way you can remember it. It kind of rhymes. It goes together. All right. I love y'all, and Jesus loves you more. Bye-bye.